Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and treasure hunters from around the world. Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most intriguing and highly sought-after pennies in American numismatics, the 1972 D1 cent coin, a coin that has captured the imaginations of collectors and investors alike, with a staggering value reaching up to $11 million in its most prized forms. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone who has just started exploring the treasure trove of coins hidden in jars, drawers, or even your pocket change, this story is one that demands your attention because it's not just about a piece of copper, it's about history, craftsmanship, mistakes, and the incredible quirks of minting that transform an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar artifact. The 1972 D penny, minted in Denver, is famous for several critical errors that make it exceptionally rare, and understanding these errors requires a deep dive into the minting process itself, the historical context of the era, and the unique circumstances that led to the production anomalies which are now so coveted by collectors. During the early 1970s, the United States Mint was undergoing extensive production to meet the high demand for pennies, as the coin had been in continuous circulation for over a century, and millions were being struck every day to support commerce across the nation. In such high-volume production environments, even the most meticulous mints are prone to mistakes, and the 1972 D penny is a perfect example of how a small oversight or mechanical flaw can create a coin of extraordinary value. One of the primary reasons the 1972 D penny commands such astronomical prices is due to the double die obverse error, often abbreviated as DDO in numismatic circles. A double die occurs during the hubbing process, where the coin die, which strikes the design onto blank coin planchets, receives more than one impression that is slightly misaligned. This results in the most recognizable feature of the 1972 D penny error, doubling in the lettering and numbers, particularly visible on the date 1972, and the word Liberty. When examined under magnification, the doubling is unmistakable, giving the coin a ghostly, shadowed effect that immediately signals rarity and error to experienced collectors. The degree of doubling can vary, and coins exhibiting the most dramatic and sharply defined double die patterns are the ones that fetch top-tier prices in auctions and private sales. In addition to the double die obverse, some 1972 D pennies are also known to have off-center strikes or weak strikes due to misalignment during the striking process. These off-center strikes can range from barely noticeable to significant, where part of the coin design is missing from the planchet edge. Collectors prize these off-center examples because each one is effectively unique, creating a combination of rarity, historical interest, and visual intrigue that standard coins simply cannot match. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1972 D penny is the phenomenon known as die cracks and die breaks, where the coin die develops small fractures over time due to the extreme pressures and repeated strikes it endures. Coins struck with these defective dies can have raised lines or blobs of metal in unexpected places, sometimes appearing near the date, the mint mark, or even across the portrait of Lincoln himself. Each die crack or die break pattern is unique to the specific die, which means collectors often track coins back to specific die pairs, adding another layer of provenance and excitement to the collecting experience. The copper composition of the 1972 D penny, being primarily copper with a small percentage of zinc, also plays a role in its longevity and how the errors manifest visually over time. Properly preserved coins that retain their original mint luster, even with their striking errors, are exceedingly rare because most pennies in circulation experience heavy wear, cleaning, or chemical reactions that degrade their surfaces. This makes high-grade error coins from 1972 D even more valuable, as collectors compete not only for the error itself but also for coins that remain in pristine condition decades after they were struck. Beyond physical errors, there are fascinating historical and production nuances that contribute to the allure of the 1972 D penny. During this period, the Denver Mint was producing coins at a record pace, using both manual and automated processes that, despite incredible precision, could not entirely prevent mistakes. The human factor, combined with mechanical limitations, often created conditions where misalignments, hub doubling, and other errors were possible. Today, every coin from that year carries a story of production complexity, the challenges faced by mint workers, and the sheer improbability that certain errors survived inspection and made it into circulation. Numismatic experts often speculate about the exact number of 1972 double die pennies that exist, but it is generally accepted that they are extremely limited in number, with estimates suggesting only a few hundred to a few thousand examples in various grades worldwide. This scarcity is a major driver of the $11 million valuation, as collectors and investors alike recognize that the market for such a coin is fundamentally limited by supply and elevated by demand from serious enthusiasts who understand the rarity and historical significance. Market dynamics also play a crucial role in establishing the staggering values associated with the 1972 penny. Over the years, coins with authenticated errors, particularly those graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, have been sold at auction for remarkable sums. The combination of verified authenticity, documented error type, exceptional preservation, and historical intrigue creates a perfect storm for value escalation, turning a coin that once circulated for just 1 cent into a multi-million-dollar asset in the hands of collectors who understand its story. In addition, the 1972 penny has captured public imagination beyond the numismatic community due to its association with extreme rarity, the excitement of finding an accidental treasure in everyday change, and the broader fascination with coins that are worth vastly more than their face value. This narrative has fueled media coverage, online discussions, and even viral social media content, further elevating awareness and desirability among new generations of collectors. Moreover, the potential for finding an unrecognized 1972 double die penny in circulation adds a thrilling aspect to coin hunting. While most coins from that year are standard and relatively common, the chance that a single misstruck penny might be tucked away in a jar, pocket, or cash drawer somewhere is tantalizing. Stories abound of collectors who stumble upon such treasures, often transforming their lives literally overnight, which contributes to the almost mythical status of the coin in collector circles. Beyond the monetary value, the 1972 penny serves as a tangible connection to American history, reflecting the industrial processes, technological advancements, and economic conditions of the early 1970s. Each detail on the coin, from the precise contours of Lincoln's portrait to the finely minted letters and numbers, tells a story of craftsmanship, human effort, and the occasional happy accident that results in a coin worth millions. The excitement of collecting such coins lies not just in their rarity, but in the detective work required to identify and authenticate them, as well as the satisfaction of owning a piece of history that few others possess. Collectors often employ magnification, lighting techniques, and comparison with verified reference coins to distinguish a true 1972 double die from less valuable lookalikes, as minor differences in the doubling, die alignment, or strike quality can have significant implications for valuation. Some coins may exhibit subtle doubling that is difficult to detect without careful examination, while others show bold, dramatic doubling that is instantly recognizable. Die scratches, repunched mint marks, and other minor anomalies further complicate the identification process, making professional grading and certification essential for establishing authenticity and maximizing market value. The 1972 penny also has appeal as an investment vehicle, particularly for those who understand numismatics and the dynamics of rare coin markets. Unlike many other forms of investment, rare coins offer a combination of historical significance, collectible interest, and tangible ownership, which can be particularly attractive during times of economic uncertainty or inflation. The rarity of the 1972 penny, combined with its documented market performance and enduring popularity among collectors, makes it a compelling example of a high-value numismatic asset that transcends its humble origin as everyday currency. It is important to note that not all 1972 pennies are created equal, and many circulated examples, while still of interest to collectors, do not carry the multi-million-dollar valuations of the true era coins. Factors such as wear, cleaning, scratches, environmental damage. Next, 1982 1-cent United States coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that, due to its unique errors, mistakes, and unusual characteristics, has achieved a staggering valuation of up to $9 million in the collector's market, making it a must-see piece for anyone passionate about rare coins, numismatics, or hidden treasures in everyday life. Whether you are a veteran coin collector or just beginning your journey into the fascinating world of numismatics, this tale will captivate your attention, illustrating how even the smallest copper coin can hold immense value and historical significance. The 1982 penny occupies a particularly interesting place in U.S. coin history, marking a transitional year when the composition of the cent changed from the traditional 95% copper, 5% zinc alloy to a primarily zinc composition with a thin copper plating, a shift driven by economic pressures and the rising cost of copper in the early 1980s. This change in composition not only had far-reaching implications for the minting process, but also created the perfect environment for a variety of errors, anomalies, and minting mistakes that now make certain coins from this year extraordinarily valuable to collectors. One of the most critical reasons the 1982 1-cent coin commands such high prices is the existence of certain rare error varieties, particularly the copper-rich pennies that were inadvertently struck on copper planchets instead of the standard zinc-based planchets. These copper pennies are extremely scarce because, by 1982, the majority of coins were being produced using the new zinc alloy, and any copper planchets that survived into the production process were anomalies, representing a tiny fraction of the total mintage. The rarity of these copper pennies is compounded by their pristine condition in many cases, as many of them were quickly removed from circulation by collectors who recognized their unusual composition, while others were lost or melted down, further limiting the available supply and driving their valuation to astronomical levels. In addition to composition errors, the 1982 1-cent coin is also known for various minting mistakes, including off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, and weak strikes, all of which contribute to its desirability and value. Off-center strikes occur when the coin blank, known as a planchet, is not properly aligned during the striking process, resulting in part of the design being missing from the coin's surface. The degree of off-centering can vary widely, from barely noticeable to extreme, with coins that are severely off-center being highly prized for their uniqueness, as each one is effectively a one-of-a-kind creation that cannot be replicated. Double die errors, which occur during the hubbing process when the coin die receives multiple impressions that are slightly misaligned, are another significant contributor to the value of 1982 pennies. When this occurs, letters, numbers, and other design elements appear to have a ghost-like doubling effect, often most noticeable in the date, the word Liberty, or the motto, In God We Trust. Coins exhibiting strong double die characteristics are particularly sought after because the clarity and boldness of the doubling can dramatically increase the coin's market value. Die cracks and die breaks are additional features that can appear on the 1982 1-cent coin, caused by stress and repeated use of the coin dies during mass production. These imperfections leave raised lines or raised metal areas on the coin's surface, often creating intriguing patterns that collectors find both visually appealing and historically significant, as each crack or break is effectively a signature of the specific die used to strike the coin. The interplay between these physical anomalies and the unique compositional changes of 1982 makes coins from this year a focal point for collectors who understand how errors, minting variations, and material differences combine to create pieces of extraordinary value. Beyond the technical aspects, there is a compelling historical and production narrative that enhances the allure of the 1982 penny. The early 1980s were a time of economic challenge, with rising metal costs, inflationary pressures, and growing demand for coins in circulation. The United States Mint had to balance efficiency with quality, producing billions of coins for the nation while also managing the transition from copper to zinc planchets. Amid these logistical challenges, small numbers of copper planchets inadvertently entered production, some receiving full strikes and others only partial strikes, creating coins that would later be recognized as anomalies and coveted by collectors worldwide. These production stories are not just trivia, they are a reminder of the delicate balance between industrial efficiency and human oversight, and how a seemingly small oversight during a high-volume minting process can result in a coin worth millions decades later. Condition and preservation are also critical factors in determining the market value of 1982 1-cent coins. Coins that have retained their original mint luster, sharp details, and free from circulation are considered premium examples, often commanding exponentially higher prices than circulated coins. Professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC play an essential role in authenticating, grading, and certifying these coins, providing buyers with confidence in the coin's rarity, condition, and provenance, which in turn sustains and elevates market demand. The 1982 penny also includes other intriguing era varieties that have captivated collectors, such as die rotations, repunched mint marks, and lamination errors caused by imperfections in the planchet itself. Lamination errors, in particular, occur when the metal surface peels or flakes due to impurities or weaknesses in the metal, creating visually striking patterns that further enhance the coin's uniqueness and collectible value. The combination of these various anomalies, along with the composition changes and historical context, ensures that 1982 pennies remain a high-priority target for collectors who seek both financial gain and historical interest from their numismatic pursuits. Market dynamics for these coins are influenced not only by rarity but also by stories of discovery and the excitement surrounding accidental finds. Numerous accounts exist of collectors or casual coin handlers discovering a rare 1982 copper penny or a dramatically off-center strike in circulation, often transforming what would have been a common coin into a life-changing treasure. The thrill of discovery, combined with the tangible potential for financial reward, contributes to the almost mythical status of the 1982 penny in collector circles, reinforcing the notion that even everyday coins can hold extraordinary value when chance and history intersect. The educational aspect of collecting 1982 1-cent coins cannot be overstated, as enthusiasts learn to distinguish subtle differences between common and rare examples, to identify anomalies under magnification, and to appreciate the intricate minting processes that produce such variations. Many collectors become deeply invested in understanding die varieties, planchet compositions, and strike qualities, transforming their hobby into a sophisticated practice that combines science, history, and investment strategy. The 1982 penny also demonstrates how market valuation in numismatics can be influenced by a combination of scarcity, demand, and documented provenance. Coins with certified error status, particularly those in high grades and authenticated by respected third-party grading companies, often achieve extraordinary auction results, reinforcing the principle that rarity alone does not determine value. Condition, documentation, and collector interest are equally critical. The story of the 1982 penny is further enriched by its connection to broader economic and social conditions of the era. Rising metal prices, changes in minting technology, and increased circulation needs all created an environment in which errors and anomalies were more likely to occur, illustrating how macroeconomic factors can influence the production of coins and, decades later, the market value of rare numismatic items. Investors and collectors recognize that each coin from this transitional year is a snapshot of a specific moment in history, capturing both the material realities of the time and the human decisions involved in producing mass currency. Beyond its financial and historical significance, the 1982 1-cent coin is a testament to the meticulous art and science of coin production. The die engraving, hubbing, striking, and quality control processes all contribute to the final product, and small variations or errors at any stage can produce the rare anomalies that define high-value collectible coins. For example, a misaligned die during hubbing can produce doubling effects, while inconsistencies in metal composition can result in unexpected coloration, lamination, or strike quality, each of which creates opportunities for numismatists to identify and catalog unique specimens. Next, 1975 1-cent United States coin, an unassuming penny that, due to its unique errors, mistakes, and production anomalies, has achieved a staggering market value of up to $13 million, making it one of the most coveted coins among serious collectors, investors, and historians alike. Whether you are a lifelong numismatist or a newcomer drawn by the allure of hidden treasure in everyday change, The story of the 1975 penny exemplifies how even the smallest piece of copper can transcend its modest face value to become a historic and immensely valuable collectible, capturing the imagination of those who appreciate the intersection of history, craftsmanship, and chance. The 1975 penny was minted during a period of significant operational activity at the United States Mint, particularly at the Denver and Philadelphia facilities, as the demand for coinage continued to rise in the mid-1970s due to increased commercial transactions, population growth, and evolving economic conditions. With billions of pennies produced annually, the Mint faced the ongoing challenge of maintaining precision while ensuring efficiency, a balance that sometimes led to production anomalies, striking errors, and other characteristics that, decades later, would define coins of extraordinary value. One of the most critical features that elevates the 1975 penny to its $13 million valuation is the presence of significant die errors, most notably the double-dyed verse variety, commonly referred to in numismatic circles as DDO. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives more than one impression during the hubbing process, creating slight misalignments that result in the doubling of prominent features, such as the date 1975, the word Liberty, and the motto, In God We Trust. Under magnification, the doubling on a true 1975 DDO penny is unmistakable, producing a ghost-like shadow effect that is both visually captivating and a clear indicator of rarity. The degree and clarity of the doubling can vary among specimens, with the most pronounced examples commanding the highest market values due to their undeniable rarity, historical significance, and visual impact. Beyond the doubled die, the 1975 penny is also known for off-center strikes, a type of minting error that occurs when the planchet, or blank coin, is not perfectly aligned during the striking process. These off-center strikes can range from barely noticeable to extreme, with coins exhibiting a dramatic portion of the design missing from the surface. Such coins are highly prized because each off-center penny is effectively unique, creating a tangible one-of-a-kind artifact that no other coin can replicate. The allure of off-center strikes is further enhanced when combined with other errors, such as die cracks, repunched mint marks, or planchet lamination issues, creating coins that are complex, rare, and exceptionally desirable among collectors seeking truly unique examples of American coinage. Die cracks and die breaks, which occur when the coin dies, develop small fractures or weaknesses from repeated use and the extreme pressures involved in striking coins, are another key contributor to the value of the 1975 penny. Coins struck with these defective dies often display raised lines, unusual patterns, or blobs of metal in unexpected areas, such as near the date, the mint mark, or across Lincoln's portrait. Each die crack or break is essentially a fingerprint of the specific die used in production, allowing collectors to trace coins back to particular die pairs, creating provenance, enhancing collectible value, and providing a fascinating window into the operational realities of the United States Mint during the mid-1970s. Composition also plays a subtle yet important role in the collectability of the 1975 penny. During this period, pennies were composed of the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc alloy, a formula that had been in use for decades and contributed to the coin's durability and appearance over time. Properly preserved coins that maintain their original mint luster, sharp details, and absence of corrosion or wear are exceedingly rare, as most pennies from circulation are subjected to heavy use, cleaning, and environmental factors that degrade their surfaces. As a result, high-grade 1975 pennies with errors that are both visually striking and well-preserved are particularly sought after, often commanding exponentially higher market prices than common circulated examples. The historical context surrounding the 1975 penny adds another layer of intrigue and significance. The mid-1970s were marked by economic uncertainty, fluctuating metal costs, and high coinage demand, leading to a production environment where minor anomalies could escape detection and enter circulation. Human oversight, coupled with the mechanical limitations of the striking process, created conditions ripe for errors, meaning that some of the most valuable coins today are the result of fortunate oversights combined with precise minting anomalies. Collectors often marvel at the improbable nature of such coins surviving decades in circulation or storage without damage, knowing that each 1975 penny with significant errors represents a rare alignment of chance, history, and human craftsmanship. Market dynamics for the 1975 penny are shaped not only by scarcity but also by documented sales, professional grading, and collector interest. Coins certified and graded by respected organizations such as PCGS or NGC carry a level of authentication and assurance that increases buyer confidence, often resulting in competitive auction bidding and impressive sale prices. Market interest is also fueled by the stories of discovery, as numerous accounts exist of collectors or casual finders stumbling upon rare 1975 pennies in circulation, turning ordinary coinage into a life-changing treasure, illustrating the powerful allure and almost mythical status of these coins in the numismatic world. Beyond physical errors, certain varieties of the 1975 penny, such as repunched mint marks or subtle die rotations, are also highly prized. These minor anomalies, while less dramatic than off-center strikes or doubled dies, still offer collectors opportunities to identify, authenticate, and document rare varieties, further enhancing the educational, historical, and financial value of the coin. Coin enthusiasts often spend years studying such varieties, employing magnification, comparison with verified reference coins, and detailed knowledge of minting processes to ensure accurate identification, which is a critical step in establishing provenance and maximizing market value. The 1975 penny exemplifies the intricate interplay between rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand, demonstrating how ordinary coins can be transformed into extraordinary treasures through unique production circumstances and the passage of time. Collectors appreciate the coin not only for its potential monetary value but also for its connection to the broader history of American coinage, providing a tangible link to the minting practices, economic conditions, and technological capabilities of the mid-1970s. The excitement surrounding the 1975 penny is amplified by its accessibility to collectors, as it is a coin that could theoretically appear in circulation, coin rolls, or private collections, allowing enthusiasts to engage in the thrill of discovery and the careful study required to authenticate and appreciate such rarities. Numismatics, in this sense, becomes both an intellectual pursuit and a treasure hunt, with the 1975 penny representing a perfect example of how meticulous observation, research, and knowledge can uncover items of immense value hidden within everyday objects. Social media, online auction platforms, and numismatic communities have further heightened the interest in 1975 pennies, as collectors share images, auction results, identification tips, and stories of accidental discoveries, creating a vibrant and interconnected global network of enthusiasts. This connectivity has increased competition for the most desirable examples and contributed to escalating market values, as informed buyers compete for certified error coins and high-grade specimens, driving awareness and demand across diverse audiences of collectors, investors, and hobbyists. Investing in rare 1975 pennies, particularly those with prominent errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unique die varieties, offers an opportunity not only for financial reward but also for engagement with history, science, and artistry. The coin serves as a tangible representation of the minting process, the challenges faced by the United States Mint, and the role of human and mechanical factors in shaping the final product, allowing collectors to appreciate the complex intersection of technology, labor, and chance that defines the creation of rare coins. The educational value of collecting and studying 1975 pennies is equally significant, as enthusiasts develop an understanding of metallurgy, minting processes, grading standards, error identification, and provenance verification.